the paperwork burden. It's what everybody worries about. Give me paper, give me paper. How many people recognize that? How many people are involved with SSTs? And yeah, oh, you could go there. This is what I told my school when I was talking to them, because I was going up to teachers saying, could you give me some informal assessment data when you come to the SSTs, please? Because we'd eliminated doing some of the textbook tests, and I said in between what we call our benchmark test, our district tests that are standards-based, we kind of need to, there's a window where some kids were coming back for SSTs and we didn't have new formative test data, these district assessments. And I would ask them, could you, or not formative.
Common for
Yeah.
We didn't have something that was like, from that, I said, could you go over and give me something that, you've been doing in class? I'm like, look, let me tell you how to deal with special ed, and I apologize to the special ed people for this in advance, but keep with me because I get to a good point at the end. One of my favorite aphorisms from the Bible, and I'm not a biblical person by any means, I heard this when I was over in college, actually studying political science, was a question one of Jesus' followers asked him, which is, should I pay my taxes, Jesus? And Jesus says, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, the gold coin with Caesar's head on it. Render unto God what's God's. And I think it applies as an analogy in this situation. If they want their paperwork, you give them their paperwork, but you got to keep focused on what's important for the kids, okay? And just giving them garbage paperwork and not working with the kids and making sure the kids getting a good intervention that they could possibly respond to is not where you want to be. But to the degree that special ed needs their paperwork, give it to them. Because that's what's going to move it along, and if that kid needs the testing to get qualified for services, that's what's going to make your case, okay? Now here's the other part. Just like paying your own taxes had some advantages. They got roads for an interim Messiah to travel around the Holy Land, clean water to turn into wine. The information collected can be useful. Try and make sure it's as useful as it is. Have a conversation. I had a conversation. Who's my program specialist over here? Any program specialist? Hello, sir.
Hello.
So I have a discussion with them. I say, look, they aren't doing this test that's tied into our textbook anymore. Some of the teachers are doing tests kind of every other week with questions that are geared towards the standards and the way the test questions are asked. I'd like to use that instead. Can I use that instead?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
As long as it's aligned, so I know where the problems are.
Yes. And so as long as it's aligned to what they're supposed to have intervened on. You have conversations like that. If you find that your program specialist seems like they're being anal about the paperwork they're asking, have a conversation. Because usually, if you start giving them, that's the thing is, we were giving them what they wanted. We were being more compliant than other schools, so it's like, I said, can we eliminate going over and putting this part of the form in and I'll just print out something off our information system and I'll show you about that later. We're like, yeah, that's fine.